The Map of Dreams music video, which is developed by the same Kida Games of the Link universe, is filled with cuteness and silliness, with beauty and intrigue, and with so much Link lore. The premise seems to be about the main trio and the villain trio playing a game together, but the characters in the game resemble the actual Link cast, and they are even voiced by their respective voice actors. In this video, we will focus on what's happening in the game, starting with the plot. Superhumans gather in this alternate world that is made up of different continents. The most mysterious and dangerous of them all is the continent of Londinium. According to legend, the 3 judges of the Scorching Palace roam this land, and only the chosen hero can save the world. The chosen hero is none other than Cheng, who found out about his destiny one day when he saw his father's diary. Although he is still unsure about the whole situation, he picks up his emperor's lucky sword and embarks on a journey full of adventure along with his trusted companions, the wise mage Lucas and the battle priest Qiao. I wonder if that will make me a decent book reader, or maybe I'm just being overdramatic. Anyway, the Londinium name is clearly a reference to Britain, but unlike Britain, Londinium existed in the real world, or rather, it used to exist. It was called Roman London, which I suppose is London's former name. As for the character names, Cheng or Cheng uses Cheng Xiaoshi's surname, but it is combined with his English name, Charles, which is spelled in Chinese as 查尔四. As for Lucas or Lucas, it's based on Lu Guang's English name. It's normally spelled in Chinese like this, but in M.O.D, they had used Lu Guang's actual surname. The name of Ling's character is just a duplicate of her surname, but like on this scene in Season 1, she emphasizes that she's not called Jojo. Then, on their character profiles, this part refers to their stats. Then this part refers to talent. Then over here is the ultimate skill. And lastly, the character background. For the dungeon bosses, this part shows their weakness instead. We will go through these profiles on each battle, but I won't mention much about the character background nor the song lyrics. Not in this video at least. It's because, you see, I think they contain potential character backstory and Link Season 3 hints. So, I will save them for another video. And yes, as usual, it's because I couldn't make this video too long. So moving on. After the trio were done with their preparations, they headed towards their first destination, which is the magnificent Emerald Palace. Reminds me of Wicked for some reason. The palace's young heir, who gargles morning dew and wears a cloak adorned with stars, possesses a gun that can make visitors submit to him and offer to him their entire wealth. Those who dare to refuse will be turned into crystal specimens that will be added to the prince's collection. The way the prince was being described make him seem more dangerous, but since he is based on Xiaofei, all I could think about is, oh my god, he sounds so princely! By the way, the name of His Highness Prince Seer Feiwen is somewhat like a pun to Xiaofei's name. Seer sounds like Xiaofei's Xia, while the Feiwen is based on Xiaofei's Fei. But actually, if this character is split into two, it would sound like Feiwen. Wow, such a play of words. Now, about his stats, they are actually unremarkable. Except for the charm. It's even beyond maximum with 130%. His ultimate skill is the enhancement of the stars. He releases dazzling starlight, causing enemies within range to enter a charm state, making them completely obedient. So, people attracted to his charm are no match against him, huh? Then that means Sun Xiaoshi may have fallen under his spell. But that superstar's charm doesn't work on Qiao, and that's apparently his weakness. When his charm skill fails to work on the enemy, its effects are significantly reduced. Additionally, when affected by the enemy's taunt, the character will enter a brief defensive break state. So, his unremarkable defense could go even lower. And so, when the trio arrives at the palace, the prince thought they wanted to have his autograph, so he arrogantly asked them to fall in line. But that made Qiao pissed off. So she... Oh my god, my ears had been blessed! Such beautiful voice! Let's now check out Battle Priest Qiao's stats. So, she's pretty much average on all traits, but excels on attack and mystique. Interestingly, her talent is innate combat power. Her healing skills come with a reflect damage effect, and when encountering enemies, melee attacks automatically trigger Holy Light Burn. But her ultimate skill is called Holy Light Critical, which will first release a healing wave to restore the health of the entire team for 1 second. Then the light wave transforms into Holy Light Explosion to deal damage to enemies equal to the healing amount. Then, she's like a healer and damage dealer in one. So overpowered. And since she is also immune to the prince's charms, His Highness was defeated pretty easily. KO. Afterwards, the team headed towards their next destination, which is at the Wizard Tower found at the center of the Sighing Swamp. For adventurers who come seeking potions with rare alchemy materials, the elegant wizard will grant them the power they deserve, while the hamsters in the labyrinth beneath the tower continue to gnaw at their claws, unable to lift a sword. Wow, sounds like this alchemy-loving sorcerer just pretends to grant people their wishes under the pretense of equivalent exchange, but is actually manipulating them. His victims become like powerless hamsters trapped somewhere down below. Well, that's how I interpreted it. Anyway, before the trio had even entered the Wizard Tower, Lucas has... Wait. Again. Actually, I was also doing the same on this part. Again. I love hearing my precious one sing. Oh my god. My only complaint is that his voice is too soft. Compared to the others, it's quite difficult to hear him. Oh well. Anyway, Lucas sensed the danger early and he tried to warn his companions, but in the end, they were still tricked and got turned into animals. Cute animals. The opponent this time is the evil sorcerer known as Xiao or Xiao. It's a combination of Liu Xiao and the Vir of Savior, which is his English name. As for his stats, they're all pretty average except on mana and mystic, which are impressively high. If we compare that to Lucas's stats, his challenger is only a bit better on the attack and health part. Xiao has much higher mystique, but they are equal on everything else. But Lucas has this talent called Eternal Memory. This implies that Guang might have photographic memory, but it looks like Lucas activates this talent through a magic book, which is in cat language. Oh, he's such a kitty. Meow. I'm convinced that he can communicate with cats even in the main Link universe. Anyway, Lucas can automatically max out the proficiency of any magic learned and be able to discern the skills and action sequence of regular enemies. Xiao is no regular enemy though. But Lucas can also automatically determine a weakness of any enemy. So of course, he managed to identify Xiao's weakness, which is, amusingly, cilantro. Upon contact with cilantro, like by smelling it, all of Xiao's magical abilities are disabled for 10 seconds, and he will also be inflicted with dizziness. I doubt Liu Xiao himself will have a weakness as ridiculous as this, but perhaps his true weakness will be related to cilantro in some way. Or maybe the cilantro thing is really just something random that the production team had thought of, for the sake of someone as perfect as Liu Xiao to have an amusing weakness. But I'd like to believe that Liu Xiao is really allergic to something in canon. As for Xiao's ultimate skill, which is called the Eye of Insight, it's apparently split into multiple tiers. Tier 1 can see through the enemy's current skill intentions. Tier 2 can apply mental control on liars. Then Tier 3 can apply potion-based attack on the enemy, and that's a guaranteed hit. Tier 3 was most likely the skill used on the trio that turned them into animals. But Lucas didn't need to use his own ultimate skill to defeat him. You see, his frost beam can unleash an extremely cold ice ring that freezes the enemy, and it triggers an ice explosion that deals damage. Additionally, real-time combat magic summons can be activated based on the enemy's weakness. So we had not witnessed Lucas use his ice power, but some M.O.D specials had revealed that he accidentally used it on his breakfast. Anyway, Lucas and Xiao are designed to be opposing forces. One is a light mage, then the other is a dark sorcerer. Their costume and items are also under the same color theme. By the way, I saw some fans point out that the magic book which Lucas is holding is the same as what his demon form had. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! Although, I was expecting Xiao to have a generic wizard hat, but it looks like Liu Xiao really cannot let go of this hat style even in another universe. But he hadn't been wearing that hat all the time in the music video, so on this part, oh my god, it was so awesome! Really, just wow! Again. Anyway, so in 3, 2, 1, they managed to escape thanks to the power of cilantro. I noticed that Xiao's eyes on this scene had changed. While the main trio are on their way to the dragon's lair, Cheng asks Lu Guang what he's allergic to, but Lu Guang didn't respond. That was so random. Or maybe it's related to what happened on the previous battle. If Liu Xiao is allergic to cilantro, then maybe Cheng Xiao is wondering if Lu Guang is allergic to something too. Oh, Cheng Xiao and your logic. Did you just think all geniuses might be allergic to something? Or maybe this random question might be giving a hint about the main series. Season 3 might reveal that Lu Guang has some sort of allergy. An allergy, aside from his allergy of seeing his loved ones die, of course. Anyway, going back to this scene, we notice that there are random food and items popping up, similar to a Mario game. But an item can only be taken by those related to them. So, for example, the carrots are just passed by Tong Earls and Lucas, but they are taken by Qiao Qiao. Truly a bunny! And as the dog, the bones are for Tong Earls. The way he runs after the bones in a hurry is like a dog hurrying to get his treats. But for our kitty, he is too sophisticated to take the stereotypical cat food. So he takes cat treats instead, and he can get more from that floating cat thing. Qiao told the duo to watch their step, but at the sight of money, she runs past them and takes all the coins. Truly their boss who collects the money. I wonder who is more in love with money, her or Xiaofei? Anyway, they changed formation afterwards. Earlier, it was Qiao in the front lines, while Cheng was assigned to stand guard at the back. This time, they had switched. It will be Cheng turn to fight anyway. But have you also noticed that they always kept Lucas in the middle? Although these two indeed have stronger attack power, but Qiao's defense is actually the weakest. But how come Lucas doesn't ever get to protect the front nor the rear? Oh my! Lucas is really the princess that the siblings need to protect. Anyway, the trio finally entered the Dragon Slayer at the Dragonbone Mountains, which Sun Xiaoshu finds hard to believe for being so obvious. But our Vane is just that simple. And wow, Vane, you really love eating in any universe, huh? But wait a minute. Oh my god, he's so freaky and so tasty! No, you didn't hear that. And even in another universe, he has to maintain the Chinese-style outfit, huh? He wears his cloak the same way too. And even those gloves, they're just a little different in this universe because he had to show off his sexy dragon claws. And I love his ears and wings. Apparently, the flames from his wings can turn people who rebel against him into jade mahjong tiles engraved with runes, and they become screaming decorations in the dragon's lair. This dangerous dragon is capable of devouring anything, like how he is in the main series. No wonder he's the only one in the cast who appears least human in this universe. I think there's a meaning behind that. We'll discuss that on a Vane-focused video. Anyway, Vane here is called Weighing Long or the Weighing Dragon. It's based on Vane's real name, and literally, this title means Shadowless Dragon or Future Shadow Dragon. But oh, it's also pretty cool that it seemed that he landed from above because of this huge hole on the ceiling. Now, let's check out his stats. Wow, his attack power is monstrous. He pretty much excels in everything. Only not much when it comes to mana, charm, and mystic. But he is still clearly very overpowered. And check out his ultimate skill. Enemies hit by his dragon flames undergo material transformation, wherein they randomly transform into various shapes. Seriously, why does it feel like his dragon form is not much different compared to him in the main universe? Anyway, even if the main boss is overwhelmingly powerful, our heroes will definitely win. Okay, Qiao and Lucas seem to have lost the Vane, but no worries because the Chosen One is with them. Yes, Cheng is the hero chosen by the dice of destiny. His talent is even called Chosen Fortune. So, during combat, all attacks have a chance to trigger a lucky critical hit, wherein the damage he makes are always doubled, and there's even a random buff effect attached. That's pretty much saying that all of his hits are going to be critical. I wish Sun Xiaoshu himself is as lucky as his hero counterpart. But I'm glad that he looks awesome and cute in any universe. I wanna pinch and squeeze his cute puppy face. And oh, as expected, his voice is so beautiful. You wouldn't expect that this charismatic voice is actually saying some arrogant stuff. Anyway, his ultimate skill in the game is the Gamble of Fate. It's an evolved ultimate move from sure victory with every card. It combines luck with the courage from heaven and earth, so it unleashes a mighty hero's blade with unstoppable force. But Tung Earls doesn't even need to use his lucky sword. He simply needs to use his luck against the dragon's weakness. Apparently, the dragon cannot tolerate being crushed in a mahjong game. When he loses in a gambling match, he enters a rage state, causing his magical power to decrease. It includes his control on his ultimate skill, and he might even make his own scales explode into fireworks. And oh boy, he did become furious. I call this adorable rage. He bursts into flames and his comrades immediately showed up. The wizard doesn't want to give up, but the prince wanted him to forget about it. It's cute that Xiaoshi still calls Vayne his boss even in another universe. And even if he's the one who is royalty. There is something like an epilogue on every battle. So on the first match, when Qiao won, she wrote and published a book called 100 Ways to Make Your Enemies Shut Up Using Physical Exorcism, with a dedication on the first page that says, Prince Sierra Fei One's Preview Edition. And not surprisingly, the book is a bestseller. Ling being a writer, that makes her more similar to her twin in Omniscient Reader. Oh yes. Then, apparently, the prince had secretly added self-defense training to his schedule. And there's another secret. Hidden in the prince's private chamber is a mini sculpture of a certain 3-person adventuring team, which is labeled as a rare specimen of early human dragon taming. Why dragon taming? Anyway, then in the royal library occurred the most bizarre theft since its founding, which is the rare edition of Qiao's book. But on the book's first page, there's a handwritten note by the prince, which says pure fabrication. But it was magically altered to partially true. It's so funny that Qiao actually wrote a book that would humiliate the prince, yet he has a rare edition of the book. The adventure team were still in animal forms when they escaped from the wizard tower, and there were people who saw cute Lucas still in his white cat form. Because of that, he made it to the headlines and it was entitled, The Cutest Escape of the Century. And after that mysterious legendary herb incident, the saying, don't mess with cats, was spread throughout the wizard tower. And its defense system underwent its largest update in history. The wizard's laboratory is now filled with various research papers, and he even made a new robe engraved with anti-cat spells. Xiao also carved a new rule on his door plate. Oh my god, he's no longer just allergic to cilantro, but he also became allergic to cats. Tung Earls' victory against the Hungry Dragon made him so famous that there had been a newly erected statue of him. The statue's pose was a bit peculiar though. On one hand, he was holding a mighty sword, while his other hand was oddly clutching a glowing mahjong tile. As for the dragon's side, ever since he lost to the hero, the Wei Ying Dragon Slayer has been plastered with quit gambling slogans. But he still can't resist the itch in his claws. Rumor has it that he secretly tattooed the ultimate mahjong winning strategy on the inside of his reverse scales and practices day and night. He's so diligent for mahjong. How cute. And there's something terrifying that recently happened in the Dragon's Lair. It used to be silent without the sound of mahjong tiles being shuffled, but this time there is now a strong scent of spicy hot pot. Along with the aroma, there were sounds of the dragon chewing and mumbling. So there's a new rumor spreading across the continent. Beware of the hungry dragon. Not only does he want to win your money, but he might also consider you for lunch. Oh, Vane, he really makes people freak out in every universe. There's actually more to what happened to the adventure team. Although Qiao was invited to participate in signing events for her book, she heads towards the inn to meet up with her companions. But she wasn't able to meet them because at the inn, Tung Earl's diary was glowing again all of a sudden. So he picks up his sword and approaches Lucas, who was busy trying to figure out a way to use a ball of yarn as a casting medium. Lucas asks him what his plan is this time, or if there's another wizard tower they need to break into. Breaking into wizard towers appears to have become his hobby. So, Tung Earls had posted this quest alert. Lucas is worried that he might be planning something stupid again, like charging with no plan. While Qiao is offering a handsome reward to anyone who can find her missing companions. She described Tung Earls as a self-proclaimed dragon-slaying hero. She really knows him so well. But what is more amusing is how she had described Lucas, whom she mentioned as a mage that is expected to be found with the troublemaker and can be identified with his very obvious cat ears. It is implying that the cat ears are really a part of him, not just because of some sorcery or magic potion. Although the two teams were fighting against each other throughout the music video, they actually came together in the end, as if they all became friends. I wish the main Link Click series will also end like this. I don't care if it's cliche. I want all of them to get along. I just love all of them so much. And I freaking love it that while the others are walking like normal, little Dragon Bait is flying! So cute! Anyway, Tung Xiaoshi was quite sad that the game was over. That sadness must have been the reason why he slowed down for a bit. But Lu Guang noticed him and told him to get going. Then, as Tung Xiaoshi tries to catch up, he trips. Oh no, the poor darling! But he's so cute! But what's even cuter is that Lu Guang came back for him and dragged him along. This shows that Lu Guang won't ever leave him behind. And even if everyone else leaves him, Lu Guang will always stay by his side. Aww. Anyway, these are just my detailed observations and some thoughts and interpretations of the music video. Most of the translations aren't mine. I only personally understood like 1% of it. But thankfully, there are amazing fans and Google Translate, which helped us understand what's going on in it. I love Link Click and its character so much that I want to understand everything in the music video. I shared and summarized what I managed to find. Some stuff are saved for future videos though, but I hope whatever is available in this video so far had been helpful to you guys and not much information overload. Or maybe you might have been feeling secondhand embarrassment from my fangirling. It's cringe. I know. I really can't get used to feeling that way. Anyway, how about you? What do you think about the contents of the Map of Dreams music video? What are your other observations? Do you have your own interpretations? Which is your favorite part? Who was the most charming? Speaking of which, all of them scored 60% on the charm stats. And yes, except for Xiaofei, who excelled on it too much. Maybe the production team intended to add that trait for the sake of Xiaofei having a trait that he can be better than the rest. But I think that, well, putting aside Xiaofei, everyone else's charm stats are inaccurate. You see, all of them should be 100%. They're all so lovable. Anyway, in case you're not aware, Fanka, the one who performed most of the Link Click ending themes and the one who handled the music and the lyrics in last year's Train Trail, was also in charge of the same roles in Map of Dreams. He knows the characters so well. He is truly a part of Link Click, and he definitely loves the Link Click characters as much as we do. Speaking of which, I love talking about Linkly characters and their relationships in this channel. I swear I do more than fangirling. So it will be nice if you click the like button. That always motivates me to create more content like this. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again. Take care. 这灿烂阳光是我唯一牵着